Hello, everybody. Today, let's solve this equation. 1 plus 3 over x plus 7 equals 8 over x minus 7. And be sure to verify your results. Okay, all right, so we'll go and do this the long way. And the long way is to get rid of the fractions right off the bat. But before we do that, whenever you divide by 0, that is undefined. And undefined is a terrible thing in math. So whatever numbers make the x, whatever numbers we put in for x that's going to make the denominators be 0 are bad. So let's get rid of those. So for that, we're going to take this first denominator x plus 7 and set it equal to 0. And now we're going to solve for x. So solving for x, we'll minus 7 from both sides, and x equals negative 7. So this means negative 7 is not a solution. And then we have another denominator here, x minus 7. We'll do the same thing. We'll set x minus 7 equal to 0. And then we'll get x by itself by adding 7 to both sides. And we get x equals 7. So this says that 7 is not a solution. Okay, so if negative 7 and 7 happen to come up later as possible, as if negative 7 and 7 each happen to come up later as possible solutions, we will throw those out. Okay, all right. So anything else but negative 7 and 7 is a candidate of a solution. All right. Okay, so to get those, we want to get rid of these denominators, and one way to do that is to multiply x plus 7 for the first one and multiply x minus 7 for the second fraction right here. But if we multiply by x plus 7 in parentheses times x minus 7 in parentheses, that will get rid of all of the denominators, x plus 7 and x minus 7. So let's go down here and rewrite the equation again. And let's multiply both sides by x plus 7 times x minus 7. All right. So by doing this, we're going to distribute. Well, first, let's go ahead and multiply x plus 7 times x minus 7 itself. That'll make things easier for us. Let's see. So if we do that, x times x is x squared. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just go ahead and just take this entire x plus 7 times x minus 7 as it is and distribute to each term in the parentheses. So we'll do x plus 7 times x minus 7 times the 1. And x plus 7 times x minus 7 times the 1 is just x plus 7 times x minus 7. And then we'll multiply the x plus 7 times x minus 7 to the 3 over x plus 7. If we do that, the x plus 7 and the x plus 7 will go away, leaving us with just 3 times x minus 7. Okay, now we're on the other side. We have x plus 7 times x minus 7 times 8 over x minus 7. The x minus 7 will cancel out with the bottom x minus 7. Leaving us with 8 times x plus 7. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get rid of the parentheses here by multiplying all the way through. All right, so here we have x plus 7 in parentheses times x minus 7 in parentheses. So we have x times x is x squared. X times this negative 7 is negative 7x. Seven times this x is plus 7x. And 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. All right, now we'll do this one. This 3 times this x is 3x. And we have this 3 times this negative 7 is negative 21. Equals. Now we have this one. 8 times this x is 8 times x, or 8x. Plus 8 times 7 is 56. All right, now that we got the parentheses out of the way, let's combine some like terms and try to get the x by itself. X squared. Okay, the negative 7x plus 7x goes away. And we have a negative 49 minus 21, which is negative 70. And we'll bring on the plus 3x as well. Plus 3x minus 70 equals 8x plus 56. Now we have a second degree or a quadratic equation, and we can apply the quadratic formula for that. But before we do that, we have to get 0 on one side first. So to do that, let's bring the 8x over to the other side. It becomes a minus 8x. And then let's bring the 56 to the other side. So we have to minus 56. So that will leave us with x squared. 3x minus 8x is negative 5x. Minus 70 minus 56 is minus 126. So now this boils down to solving x squared minus 5x minus 126 equals 0. Okay, so there's a nice quadratic formula calculator online, so let's apply that one. All right, we can find one at calculator.net. And we'll do a search for quadratic formula. And here it is. And let's put the numbers in. All right. So notice that there's nothing in front of the x squared right here, which is technically 1x squared. So that means a is 1. And then we have a negative 5x. So b is the coefficient in front of the x, which is negative 5. So put negative 5 in. And then c is the coefficient term, which in this case is negative 126. And we'll click calculate and see what happens. And we get some nice numbers here, 14 and negative 9. All right, it does the quadratic formula for us very nicely there. We'll go ahead and include all that. Okay, now let's verify 14 and negative 9. Now, if you remember earlier, we threw out the numbers -7 and 7. They did not come up at the end here. So instead we get 14 and negative 9. So 14 and negative 9 may be just fine. But let's check this just to make sure. All right, so it says according to directions, we have to verify our results. So to verify, let's check these answers. We'll check x equals 14 first. All right, we'll write down the original equation. The original equation was 1 plus 3 over x plus 7 equals 8 over x minus 7. So 1 plus 3 over x plus 7 equals 8 over x minus 7, I believe. Yes. I'll put the 14 in. So 1 plus 3 over 14 plus 7 equals 8 over 14 minus 7. All right, doing some math, we have 1 plus 3 over 14 plus 7 is 21 equals 8 over 14 minus 7 is 7. All right. So we hope now that 1 plus 3 over 21 is 8 over 7. All right. So let's use a Desmos calculator to see if this is true. There it is right here. All right. 1 plus 3 over 21 gives us this. But let's convert this to a fraction by clicking on this circle here. And we do indeed get 8 over 7, so it works out. Isn't that cool? All right, now let's verify this other answer, -9. All right, go back to the original equation once again. We'll put the -9 in. So 1 plus 3 over -9 plus 7 equals 8 over -9 minus 7. All right, now we'll do some math. 1 plus 3 over -9 plus 7 is -2 equals 8 over -9 minus 7 is -16. So now we hope that 1 plus 3 over -2 is going to be 8 over -16. Let's find out. All right, 1 plus 3 -2 is actually -1/2. So it looks like it may not check out. However, let's verify 8 over -16 further. Okay, we'll convert this to a fraction. And lo and behold, -8/16 happens to be -1/2, which is what we want. So it checks out. So we can safely say now that 1 plus 3 over -2 is the same as -1/2. And 8 over -16 is also -1/2. Same thing on both sides, so that checks out as well. Okay, so this officially verifies that 14 and -9 are both solutions. But now let's go ahead and do this on another AI or calculator called mathpapa.com. Let's see what happens. All right, let's solve this same equation. We'll click calculate, see what it says. Now, already it shows the solution, and even wants us to show step by step. And it looks like we already get the answers -9 and 14, which verifies all that. And it shows us the how it does it, which basically very similar to what we did before, except they factor instead of using the quadratic formula, which is fine too. All right. Okay, so that's how to solve an equation with fractions.